Yo, check it out, DJL7 here. Today we're going to check out this group called Ktown Social Club. I've been checking out over the last couple days, and I think it's pretty interesting. Let me check my audio is working. There's been some issues with my audio, so let's see. Where is this microphone? There's Ktown Social Club. Let's take a look. They have 482 subscribers. They're kind of like beginning off, but they do have actually, they're doing a pretty good job here with the thumbnails. If you take a look, they had actually, there's been actually like a rant. They started doing a lot of shows, but very recently, right? You can see about 2 months ago, they started to do this, a bunch of shows here. This guy looks vaguely familiar, right? I may even have seen this guy before, but not really sure off the top of my head. But they started with Shapiro Owens, libertarianism. Okay, two Korean American dudes are running for office. They were based out of Los Angeles. Koreans' mental health, interesting. Okay. Grace Yu. Okay, City of Corruption, Los Angeles, interesting. Now, one thing that I do like about this channel is they do seem to, right, we have 2 months, 1 month ago, right, they have, so in 2 months ago they created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows. So now, though, they've kind of ramped up more, right, and you can say 1 month ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they doubled their output. Right, I think they do twice weekly now, and now we could see that they are really 4 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Now we could see 2 weeks ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So they're really kind of ramping up, which is cool. All right. Now we're also going to see over here that they have some older shows that were like 4 years ago. Notice that 4 years ago, right, there's actually a large break between 4 years and 2 years, right? Like there's a 2-year pause. And this guy's actually quite interesting. This guy, interesting that Sang Yu is here, right? Yeah. Sang Yu is actually not allowed to talk to me, I guess, for some reason. It's pretty weird. And this guy is actually quite interesting to me as well. I'm going to try to get my hands on this guy over here.
Time to do a...
Now this guy over here, notice that this guy seems to be a lot more sympathetic to North Korea DPRK. But when you go back, right? So this guy, Korra, we're gonna look at what Korra is about too. This is also an interesting tie right here. So some of the things look legit, some of the things look a little weird, right? But notice that they have the same bean-shaped table here. Is that the same table they're using now?
Restrictions.
Asian.
I think there's,
Then
why did spam come in?
You see, like, kind of this round table, right? Yeah, I think it's the same table. You know what I mean? And you can see from 4 years ago, they created 2, 3 shows. America's to Support North Korea, even. That's an interesting show. Okay.
but honestly,
And this guy's actually interesting, right? But this guy over here, I don't think this guy, who seemed to be the show host before, is the same guy. Right? What happened to that guy? This guy, now it's this guy. Right? Yeah, this larger Korean man. Maybe he gained a lot of weight. Maybe it's this guy and gained a lot of weight. I don't think so. It's possible.
but
just hearing the way they talk, you know what I mean, and what they've talked about, like, there just hasn't really been something to really suggest that they're the same person. So I do think they're different people. Okay? Korean American Communist perspective on anti-Asian racism. They brought in some other guy, right? Some kind of, see, now you can see this guy, right? Yeah, bringing him in. So this guy is related. You see this kind of like higher pro camera, maybe beside his home, and this Young Dong-ju. So what's kind of cool about this show is that I do feel like these guys do actually a decent job of capturing a lot of my own ideas of, or my own perspective. they do kind of like get it, like in a lot of ways, right? Like as from like the race issues, the political issues, the cultural issues. I do feel that I have like a lot in common with this crew right here. But it's interesting to see how 4 years, right? Yeah, then all of a sudden there's like a 2 year gap here. But they have the same, right? Yeah, Sangyu isn't he from actually? Isn't he from China? Did he fly to like California to do this show? Interesting. I've emailed Sangyu. He actually even pops up in my emails nowadays, right? Yeah, but he hasn't responded yet. Him and Carl Jha. So it's very interesting to see what's going on, right? So interesting. Interesting. Now, and some people might ask, are they actually a North Korean, producing material? Could be, right? But when I watch this particular episode, Do Asian Americans Hate Asians? Let's take a look at this one over here. They do say some things that are critical of or skeptical of the North Korean regime, which I also share those particular thoughts. So I would find it doubtful, right? It's possible, once again, right, that this ties with this communist stuff before, that they might be sympathetic, which I do also have sympathies as well, but they also, I don't think the North Korean regime would really be so cool with the level of skepticism that I do have, or maybe it's all like a deep, deep psyop. Who knows what's going on, right? But I do see, I do have this kind of, I'm interested to see what they say they have here. But let's go back to this one over here, because I do feel like this one is actually particularly, right, you can see that I've actually watched a bunch of these. You can see like I'm in the middle of watching them. So I'm wondering what's going on here. Do Asian hate themselves? Was that the one? Okay, let's take a look at this one over here. I think there's some interesting things in this one.
Yeah, some
correctly.
Which is funny because it's just kind of like,
Why do you look so sun-kissed?
Do I?
Yeah.
did you go somewhere? Beach?
Okay, notice the bean-shaped table again, right? Yeah, and then you could see the way that they're setting up here. It seems like they have like a production crew behind them. Wait till you check this out.
You got tanned.
The fuck?
Your
So you
face,
took pills for it? What
your
happened?
face looks like, hi, I've been gardening outside.
Okay.
What would I do? Yesterday I stayed home. Saturday, I don't think I even went out.
You went to hospital or
I don't know. I didn't notice
That's
anything. But
Hospital.
No.
I was just running with it.
Okay. Are we recording?
I do not know. I don't think so. The numbers aren't going.
Okay.
You see how they see they're not sure if they're recording? That means someone's behind here, right? Yeah, operating like the equipment separately. Like I do all this stuff myself by hand. Like I got no crew with me. Like I'm just doing my shit like low budget. But somehow these people have the budget to have someone else behind the thing. They have the studio for 4 years. This bean-shaped thing. It's interesting. I'm wondering what's going on here. Yeah, interesting.
Well. All right. Let's start. I guess all the mic tests are done.
Okay.
Are they done?
I think so. I said like from this one we.
How come you don't have like a?
There's a producer in the background, right? That's pretty interesting. So let's take a look at some other things over here, right? I do think that this show could become much more popular. I do think the show. Another thing that's interesting, I started to look up these guys over here, and one of these guys, I think we do have the names coming up later.
Monitor, like
Saifon Kim, right? He's actually a Korean American producer over here that's getting a lot of press and stuff. We could, I could put that in this video. But he actually follows, right? I think this guy on Instagram. That's pretty interesting, right? This show is pretty small, 480 followers, right? And I've actually emailed Saifon Kim several times personally on a couple of issues. I'm here in New York, but Saifon Kim is definitely playing the straight up, I'm going to ignore this guy. We're not going to acknowledge him. We're going to blackball this guy, and he's out of here. Very interesting. Okay, so, let's see this transcript over here. Okay. What are your names? Okay. Ed Choi, Michael 1, Michael Kim, Doug Kim. Okay, let's go to the Instagram right here. Is it Michael? Okay, Doug Kim? Yeah, let's go to Instagram. Look at Doug Kim. think that's the one. So I looked these guys up, right? It's a small world. Once again, they only have 400 subscribers, 500 subscribers. I do think they could be pumped up quick, though. We're going to take a look at what's going on here. So Doug Cam. Okay, Doug Fantastic, exactly. Followed by Savon. Interesting, yeah. Okay. Ktown Social Club, that's right. It's not his podcast. And we do see him posting his thing here, right? Interesting. Are these pictures from North Korea? Could be Park Hayat Saigon. That's okay. That's Vietnam. Okay. Racism doesn't work in without in-group portrayal. That's pretty. You know, I have to say that I have some similar type of things. I think I've also messaged this guy. Let's see. You know, 6,000 followers. Damn. Okay, how did that happen? Interesting. Okay. Maybe on. Okay, so yo, what's up? I'm a Korean American actress that's on the Rampage. Hit me up. I'd like to learn more about your experience. I'd be glad to share some of my observations as Korean American from the East Coast. Okay. There's some other stuff going on here. Let's take a look. Alright, so there's other guys here. And to tell you the truth, this guy over here, I'm pointing. I think I've seen this guy before. So this is going to happen right. Michael 1. Okay. Let's take a look. Ed, Mike. Doug is more rare, right? Yeah. Couple Mikes, yeah. My government name's Ed Lee. There's like a million Ed Lees. Yeah, Lee, Kim, Choi, Park, yeah, a zillion times. Okay. Let's see if we can find this guy, Michael 1. Interesting, yeah. Type in Korea. I think I've seen him before. Was it on this show then? Michael Dallas, what is this?
This was it's a black void with a little bit of electricity behind. Homegrown ingredients. That's their way of saying.
And why you?
I also like.
Okay, so white people talking about Korea. That's nice. What you need to know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not, man. Maybe you CIA. I don't know. It's kind of freaking weird, bro. But okay, I feel like I've seen this guy before. Let's take a look at some other North Korean related channels. This Giggle, I think it's called Giggle, North Korea. It's a weird name, right? Like, who in North Korea is giggling? But yeah, you see over here. And let's take a look at the way that they actually create the artwork and stuff over here. Okay. I thought this was a weird name. And this is really more the females here. You know. I think this might be part of Casey, like the Triggs kind of thing. You can see that the production value, they have like a whole studio behind them. The lighting is good. They have almost 1 million subscribers. Damn. Alright. I have actually hit up these people too. They don't respond. There's also something called Korea Pizza Club. Look at the production value here, right? They actually have like a whole studio behind. This is, you know, definitely some professional level production, I feel like going on here, right? Yeah. Now, do they have a similar? Once again, this Korean Pizza Club. Let's go take a look. Oh no, this. What was the Korean? Okay. This is another show over here. And it just might be an aesthetic, but do you... Okay. I guess it looks slightly different, but I feel like it does fit into a certain... It might just be a Korean American, or just a straight Korean aesthetic, what is going on with that other one. Like the Ktown Social Club. What was it called again? The Pizza Club, the Ktown Social Club sounds a little bit similar to me, yeah? When did these people start up, actually? Let's take a look. 1 year ago, they kind of started. Okay, they've actually, I think they probably only 50,000 subscribers versus Gig, which has almost 1 million. Seems weird to me, right, that Giga would have so much more. I mean, it is a guy here, but he always parades himself with, like, multiple females, right? A lot of them. And also the more diverse as America understands the diversity, right? Yeah? Once again, right? Yeah. Black people, Hispanic, white people, right? Asian men are not really, because he's the host. I guess there's some here, but okay, let's go back to K-Town though, because I feel like I feel like this show doesn't really capture like the level of skepticism or political issues that I really care to speak about. So one thing the Ktown Social Club, I feel like is a lot more aligning with myself, like just as from the outlook, perspective, this kind of thing, right? So it is an interesting look here, and they actually have kept. We'll look at Cora in a second. That's also something interesting to look at. So they have an update since 2 years ago, but 2 years ago they are using. What is this? 2 months ago. Okay, so 2 months ago they started to get kind of more similar look here. I'd really like to find this guy over here, right? Is it this guy? Interesting. Oh, David Kim running for Congress. Interesting. So also talking to people running for office, elected leaders. This is kind of my kind of gig. I haven't looked at this one yet.
A calculated it.
Oh, this guy. Okay, so this guy's back. Interesting. So, no comments, right? I've also commented on some of the more recent streams to try to get them to
Come in.
Damn.
I said I like
to be on the show. What's up, Cream activists from the East Coast? So, since they are so small, but another interesting thing is this guy over here, right? Yeah, apparently he works for the Republican Party, like in some higher end, and one of these guys, might have been this guy, flew in to do this show with 400, 500 subscribers. I mean, within the Korean realm of this kind of talk, there really isn't a lot. I wonder if No Tool, the locals, have something going on. It would be interesting they talk with No Tool and not me. It would be interesting, right? No Tool, once again, is going on Breakthrough News, and they have their own thing. Do they have actually a YouTube page? No, it's frickin' Breakthrough News and this garbage. DSA International Committee. No Tool is part of them. They're working together, right? Yeah, it's some dem op fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? It's fucking sad, man. Oh shit, they do have one. I am subbed. Okay, they do have one. Okay, they have 2 videos. Very interesting. They had more before. They may have dumped them after I started to. I think they did have more before. After I started interacting with them, they started deleting
I
a
opened
lot
the
of
tall
stuff.
glass jar. Plate of deception. And this was also really emotional.
They've been around for decades, but the thing is that they had kimchi get-togethers in the Korean language, and I just found someone else to learn Korean language, so I didn't really do this, but I think that once I start to reach out to the Korean Social Club, right? Yeah, like you can see, Saifan Kim is watching them. It is quite. We're gonna see if they actually do interactions with myself, right? Once again, the Sang Yu is quite interesting. So we're gonna see what's going on here. This is definitely we're going down the Korean American rabbit hole. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna introduce these guys to Sungun 007, Dermot Hudson, and just see what's going on, man. Why didn't they end up contacting this person? How did they not end up reacting with No Tool? It is interesting to see what's going on, right? They seem kind of like separated from that. They do seem to also, with the Republican stuff, seem to have a little bit more of a right-wing lean, right? I also wonder what they have to say about what is its name? Who's that? North Korean? Yeonmi Park. I think that just from watching the content, though, I do think that they would actually have very similar political take to myself. So I'm quite interested in making this connection here. Yeah. 16 likes, huh? It's pretty good, man. 600 views. Interesting. Yo, Korean NYC Korean American in the house. That's 1 day ago. That's 3 days ago, right? Yeah. I also sent them an email as well. So I am actually, with the small number of views they have and the number of comments, they should be seeing this stuff. So if they're not responding right with this, it would be a little weird. if they don't respond, right? Let's take a look at some of the people over here and who these people are watching, right? The numbers have not been really fake pumped yet. They could be though.
A mix of.
You have Rumble channel, okay. Your supermarkets are for sure price gouging. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's hilarious. 4,000 is interesting. Okay. Okay, this guy might be Korean. Let's sub to this guy. By Wednesday. Okay. Interesting. 4,000 subscribers with 7 videos? Maybe because this 4 million views here. Maybe that's why, right? Because otherwise these views do not really explain the killer. What is this? Is this a Korean guy or is that Chow Yun Fat? Who that? Oh, it's John Woo. Yeah, I think that's... He made his own trailer. Okay. Yeah, I think that's Chinese. Okay, what is going on here? Mocha AE tracking? Okay, it's a little tech thing. Okay, it's just like seconds long. What is this 4 million views? What is this thing?
Jammed on the inside. Cloud.
Okay, okay, we're gonna keep,
we're a mix.
let's keep exploring who's really watching this. Joystick operator. Joy Division, what? Joy Division? I don't know. Maybe they talk about Joy Division, but I have not really watched this one. I'm gonna watch this one soon. Control was a good film. Ian Curtis lyrics. They're not talking about Koreans. They're not talking about the Biden-Trump thing. Sean Lee, PR for the Republican National Committee. Very interesting, right? Yeah? Let me see if I can get my hands on this guy. Just so you know, even though I've been trying to reach out to the Republicans, they're not responding. And there may be a command from higher up to not really interact with me. We're going to see. It's quite interesting. Sean Lee. Okay. So, I'm going to try to get my... Is this the same guy? Luckily, I have a Twitter account for now. Yeah, this is not Sean Lee. That is not okay. Maybe he's just using the females thing. It seems weird. I don't believe that to be the case. George Washington University. That would be George Washington University is usually has a huge recruitment ground for CIA. We're gonna see what's up. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. He's at George Washington University, and did he fly in? He may have flew in to actually do the show, which was actually quite interesting. Let's take a look again here.
Vacation? Is it a secret now or
No, I mean, it wasn't a secret among us, but I'm like, I don't want to like.
No, but now that you're back, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
So how was Easter Island?
Easter Island, I didn't go.
Oh, where'd you go?
No, just Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
bad.
Oh,
I went
just
to Easter
back way.
Island.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you go to Stonehenge? Were you one of
You've
the
been
people
there,
that spray
I did
painted
it
it?
once.
Niagara
I heard
Falls.
it's better if you do the Canada side,
Yeah,
right?
that's why I went
Yeah.
to the
Canada side
yeah.
and the New York side.
It's
The
much
New York
better,
side's
yeah.
horrible.
You went to Socialist Canada?
I didn't know that Canada changed to
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau
Justin
seems to be
Trudeau.
Okay.
a little bit off, right?
All right.
It's just-
They have more of a right-wing lean. So really, the whole socialist, pro-socialist, communist thing. If these guys were really like North Korean, like sympathizers, I just don't really see them really going in on them like this, right? This Republican guy here. I know that also North Koreans are not necessarily the biggest fans of Republicans, right? So there is like just from a communist standpoint, right? So it's interesting to see this. I don't think they're North Korean shills. Could they be U.S. shills? They also say quite a bit of, skeptical of the U.S. too. So really, it's very similar to myself, right? Very skeptical of a lot of things. Do see some ties to Saifan Kim Sang-yu, right? That make me a little bit nervous, but overall, I'm optimistic. Yeah.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And we're back with Ktown Social Club. Thank you for tuning in. This is where Asian Americans gather to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a talk program. We're the talk show that is not.
Okay, let's look for these other guys, right? Sean Lee, maybe he's on Instagram. Unfortunately, I do not trust Twitter, right, my account to stay alive, so let's see Sean Lee. Okay, it is quite possible. Okay, let's see Sean Lee. Michael 1. I feel like Michael 1, like I've seen him before. I feel like I've seen him in other stuff. Oh, it's him. And even though, right, yeah, like is he pushing, right, this show? This, I think he is. I think he's also co-promoting. Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy. Dynamic Asian American speaker. Is he part of this? Yeah, Asian American Freedom Pack. He is around. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, he's this guy, Michael 1. I think I've seen him before. For real. Yeah, I think he's on. This is the same background with the bricks and stuff. What is going on here? Oh, this guy I think is on that show. Lee Chun-guk, Baksa, Kim Gwai. I don't really know what that. I could read the phonetics, but look, it's once again him. Oh snap! Yo, that's kind of a big name right there. Yeah, interesting. Larry Elder. Yeah, interesting. Larry Elder came on the show. What? How did they not have that on their podcast? Seems weird, right? It seems like they would definitely have. Maybe I missed it. Is it on the what?
That people who voted for him, who didn't vote for him, said, you know what? I want my
Culture
taxes
shock.
raised."
What is this? What? Okay, interesting. So now this has 10,000 subscribers. What is this? What the rabbit hole? Oh my goodness. Radio Korea. So now they're spinning off a new one. Interesting. And they have a lot of Korean language here. So I have to admit that I don't really speak a lot of Korean language here. So, as do some of the people on the show, for dead serious. So they're already a developed brand. Interesting. I had no idea. Right? Because it seems kind of weird that they would all be promoting the show if they were what I just finding this out right now, folks. Larry Elder. Okay. I may have seen Culture Shock. I've been kind of like exploring around. Oh wow, on Fox News? Wow, okay. I knew this guy looked familiar to me, right? This guy I think is the most kind of like in guy. So it's interesting. Radio Korea. Interesting. Let's go see featured channels. Why wouldn't they feature? Okay. We haven't even. There's other things. We're gonna look at this. There is something else about this Korean Social Club, Ktown Social Club. This Quora. We're gonna look at this Quora thing, but let's go and look at what's going on here. Radio Korea. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna sub right now. What? Let me see, because I think there might be something called like Asia Free Radio or Radio. There's some kind of like a radio thing, but maybe not Radio Korea. But there's something that was accused of being CIA. Let's see. Radio Free Asia. Yup, Radio Free Asia was a news agency operated by the CIA. Word up. You know what I mean? So, what is Radio Korea? I'm quite interested, right? Yeah. When I heard radio something with Asia, like my warning bells start to go off. What is this? Radio Korea. It might be legit. Might be. Might be. I don't know, my warning bell's going off, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be very skeptical with this type of stuff. But, you know, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, right? Yeah. They seem to be skeptical of both sides, like myself. It could all be deepfake. Okay, let's go back to, very interesting. Let's go back and see what Quora is about. Interesting, right? They have Quora, 28 subs. Why are they a featured channel? Well, let's see what, I already looked into this. Let's see what they're about. It's interesting. Okay. So Radio Quora, they have a couple, you know, they have this kind of 360 thing, which is interesting. North Korea and 360.
Hi, I'm Aaron Pan.
And I'm Brooke Deal.
And this is Quora 360.
These people do not sound Korean at all. Like, I immediately listened to their accent. I was like, these people do not sound Korean. Korean kind of like has kind of low, kind of low voice, yeah. They sound to me like Malaysian or Chinese, but I see like them talking about R&B multiple times, which makes me feel like they're Chinese, but they're not like the Chinese that I know. They might be from another province.
Quora 360 is a series of programs recorded entirely in 360 degrees.
Pretty cool, right?
Now, most of the action you see will be here, in the center. But anytime you wish,
Bowl noodles with a chewy texture.
So there's flashing Quora, and they even have Quora. Well, let's go back, right? Yeah, on some of the stuff with the Ktown Social Club. Let's go and take a look at that, right? Where is it? I think I've seen Quora on some of the branding somewhere in here, right? Let's see, Ktown Social Club. Let's go to some of their older stuff over here.
It was 600.
You know, it's just important because they will like change what's going on, right? Green New Deal, abolishing ICE. I am interested to see, right? He's a young progressive, so I guess they're promoting to an extent. This group doesn't seem like really progressive. They seem mixed, right? They even have Republicans on, so that's kind of cool. That's similar to myself, right? They're not really buying into one party or the other. They do, once again, the Quora thing. I did see something else, Quora, and also we see Quora down here really being pushed, right, on their featured channels here. So Quora over here, they have this is them exploring China, but they also explore South Korea, right? They walk around the market and stuff. So you can see the views are kind of low. Let's take a look at this Guangzhou market. So it's pretty cool. You could look all around, right? That's pretty cool. I appreciate this, right? That's pretty cool. So I'm guessing right now, my guess, okay, I'm just making this shit up, right? Yeah. Oh, they're featured back for Ktown Social Club? What? What is the tie here? It's, what? They're back and forth, right? They're co-promoting each other. They're quite low. 28 subs. And that's the only one? Weird, right? Why don't they also feature the other channel they're connected to, that other one we found, right? Like, what was that guy, Michael 1 again? You know, this is weird, right? Is it just me or is this shit weird? Like, to me, it's a little fucking weird. But, you know, I would love to talk with them and see what, maybe they can explain some of what's going on here. Michael 1, was that the one? Michael 1 Korea? Okay, let's see. What's his name, Michael 1? Sorry, I just don't really have the best memory over here. Culture Shock. Okay, it was there. Okay, Culture Shock. Okay. So why don't they actually have featured channel Culture Shock? Because it's the same... Is it the same people? This guy here again. Oh my goodness. The same brick background. I swear to God, I've seen this guy also. In some of the other shows. I feel like they changed the furniture up. Maybe? Let's take a look at this. Moo. What? This is some kind of, I don't know. This is some stylized thing. I don't know what... There is Hangul. It is Korean language, but I don't know what these characters are. It might be, okay.
I think.
wonder.
I mean, I
what,
think.
what if someone
it
calls
was
you
pretty
the
much saying that she's
Kardashian of
spreading
North
fake.
Korean defective? What do you think? I don't know.
I mean, to me that's bad.
Does
but
she
I
have a
mean-
sex video?
No, I think what Washington Post was pointing out was a lot of information that she's been, saying has been wrong, and it's just she's spreading fake news about North Korea.
Washington Post is saying that.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's
True.
very
Washington Post is also a very fishy. That's what we're inclined, right? But I think in this case, I think they were correct about her. I think she kind of exaggerates a lot, and I don't take her.
I didn't watch all
at
the
face value. I do not take her at face value. Yeah.
She kind of reminds me of like a Greta Thunberg. Is it Thunberg or Thunberg?
Greta Thunberg, but that's a climate change autistic girl.
How
right?
dare you!
Okay, so we wanted to kind of delve into the North Korea issue
Yes.
with David Yoon.
David Yoon?
David Yoon. David Yoon.
Yoon.
David Yoon. David Yoon. David, what do you think about Hagyunmi?
Time to look for Park Yeon. Oh, Yeonmi Park. Yeah, okay. Yeonmi Park. Park. Yeah, Park. It got changed and stuff. Okay, David Young. Interesting. Let's go hit him up. Can we find him? That would be cool. David Young. It is not the same David Young. Too bad. Let's just do a Google search on David Young. David Young, Korea. Okay. Well, David Young. Okay. Is this the guy? No, it's not. Unfortunately. Yeah, could be. I don't know. Maybe. Let me take a look again. I don't think that's him though. It could be. What do you think? Is it? I feel like he would be more like, he's from the West Coast. I feel like he would be more like hardcore, like with his stuff. Like this is pretty hardcore, but I think there would be more political stuff. What? Canal Street. Okay, I don't know. I don't see any real political content here, so not sure. I don't think so, yeah. Also notice that the last people that we looked up, right, they really kind of they were promoting Ktown Social Club or something in that realm. Yeah? Okay, so David Young, Coordinator for International Relations. What? Let's see if this is the guy. That would be interesting. This is quite a title, right? Yeah? Coordinator for Global Relations, Freelance Excelsior College, Ilsan District. What is all this? This is definitely not the same David Young. Okay. Whoa, I do think. Whoa. PSL? No, motherfucker. Oh, I hate PSL so fucking bad. Is this.
September of 1945.
Oh my fucking god. You a PSL, bro? I don't know. Like, I do have. I feel like this guy's real, but, honest. Answer Coalition? Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Yo, I'm at war with these fucks, you know what I mean? I'm at war with these fucks. So this guy seems real. I don't know, we gotta talk, but Brian Becker's covering up for fucking Medea Benjamin and fucking, what's his name? Nick Brana. Yeah, it's not fucking cool. And they need to fucking open the door. I'm really pissed off about this shit. David, yeah, interesting. So he's affiliated, huh? Okay, let's see. PSL, huh? Fucking disappointed. Brown University. These Ivy Leaguers. This is not the same one. Okay, different one. PSL, oh wow. Okay, so that explains the Sangyu coming in, and we need to talk, bro. We'll see. Kind of fucking weird though, right? Yeah. They got Republicans on the show though, so hopefully this Ktown Social is more open to shit, right? Radio Korea, once again we saw Radio Free Asia. That could be a code word for CIA. Might be, might not be, right? They're gonna have the best of the best to really try to control the minds of the culture. But if they do not allow me entrance, then it's kind of fucking sus, right? Like, why? Like, why would I be, denied
So we have somebody back by popular demand.
Oh yeah, we have
man.
a show
we
for
got
you.
so many comments, that we wanted him.
Our favorite communist. Yeah, that's cool. Michael one Young Kim. Okay. Young. Yeah, it's very popular, right? Yeah, Korean name once again. Young Kim. There's so many Youngs. It's a Korean name, Young. Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, fucking PSL. I hate PSL. I'm sure some people mean well, but fucking Brian Becker, man. He protecting his other rich crony friends, and he's not answering fucking questions, man. I'd love to have this guy on. Who knows, yeah? But once again, the party elites may be actually, preventing me. We'll see what happens here. This is quite interesting, though. Why, right, Radio Korea has 60,000 subs. If they already have something successful, right, maybe this is separate, right? But it's interesting that they're not really promoting each other. What's Racco Life? Let's see what this is. Thai Street, okay. LA Comic Con. They're really from LA. Okay, so we found the LA Koreans. Interesting. So, let's see what's up, what's up. And look, I don't have to be against PSL. All they gotta do is have a conversation about what's going on. I got the receipts about what's going on with fucking Nick Braun and shit. I know they want to keep their relationship between Medea Benjamin and what's her name? Okay. Ktown Social Club. Interesting. So we'll see if they're starting to pump. So I think they could build up to the numbers. Interesting. Interesting that they're all going across. They're not really put. Oh, Culture Shock. The guy's here. Okay. So okay. I'm gonna see what they have to say over here, right? Israel Palestine. This is actually quite interesting. So we're gonna see what they have to say here. I wonder if they have the same criticism that I have, right? The Palestine movement is actually controlled by millionaire, right, socialists like Brian Becker, who are actually preventing other war victims like Korean Americans from actually speaking at these events. I've raised fucking holy hell out here on the East Coast, brah. So let's see what happens, right? This guy also Republican sympathizer, so we're gonna see. Interesting.
I want to continue Israel-Palestine.
No, I know we're gonna get into that.
But
today.
you want to get
We're gonna talk about
it,
a lot.
right?
We're gonna talk about G-Dragon and what's going on in the Korean entertainment industry.
K-pop,
and also.
So we have Douglas Kim here, communist
our favorite
slash
communist.
political
Our favorite
analyst.
Am I the only communist you know?
Dude, I know.
I know some, but they don't want to be revealed. So, but
Wait, really? Like Korean?
Yeah, they don't.
So you make it sound like it's like undercover gay or something.
Wait, like you know
so
Koreans
that's what
that
I'm saying.
support the DPRK.
That's what I'm saying. Communism is not getting a lot of traction. I know that you're a communist, and I think we have a common ground where we're.
I am not a communist. I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not for it either. Yeah, I really feel a lot of. Let's see what happens here.
Both you and I, and even Young, we are against the mainstream media.
Yep.
That is a common ground that we all have, and I understand the point where some communists have pointed it out to me that, do you know why the mainstream media hates communism so much? Because there's some truth in there. So that part I do kind of understand.
Why do you think the CIA was founded? The CIA's primary directive.
Yeah,
exactly.
Communism.
So if the CIA's primary enemy is communism, and the CIA represents the deep state.
But capitalism has been kicking communism's butt for decades.
All I know
because
all
the
I
deep
know,
state controls.
All I know is if Russia landed on the moon first, okay, this whole world might be a different world right now, okay? And what ideology?
So do you believe?
No, I don't know.
America,
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Who says America even
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter,
land on the moon.
It doesn't matter. The fact is that people think America landed first, so
that was the most important thing.
Is where we are now.
So
it doesn't
was
matter.
that produced and directed?
I think these guys are actually producing the. I think it's the same production crew, right? You see how they have the three split. The color correction. Right? Yeah. The cameras. It just seems like similar, right? Yeah. They're probably using 3 different cameras to get these shots. And it seems like a similar editing style, right? Look at the mics here, right? Yeah. The mics look similar to the ones that were in the... Let's look at the last one. Okay. We see these mics on these stands right here. Okay. Are these the same ones that are being used in this other show? Maybe they just all got the same equipment. I mean, that's possible too, right?
Come in.
The mics are the same, right? Right or wrong? We see the wood paneling on the side. You see the brick on the backgrounds, right? Yeah? It's the same studio, right? You see the wood on the background and the brick on the side. It's the same studio. They move the table in, they move the table out. They move in this other, right, these, to make it look different. And that's really what this is, right? Okay, well, what was the other one called? Culture Shock.
Come in.
It is a culture shock. Yeah, they got it right. That's one thing they don't get to talk about with the fucking white socialists hogging the fucking stage. These fucking shitbags. Korea, okay. There is a show. I have to actually, okay. Yeah, the culture shock goes both ways. Okay. Well. Let's go back to Michael Watts.
I said I like Pudechiga.
Oh, then Spam.
Then he talked about Larry Elder.
I talked about Spam.
Spam.
Larry Elder. Okay, cool. Okay, so Michael. Culture shock. Okay. Moon Han. Moonwi Jun Kok. Okay. Maybe that means culture shock in Korean. I don't know what this thing is. It's right. The wood paneling on the side. It's the same studio, right or wrong?
Yes.
The same studio, right? Yeah. They put in these couch. They moving in some different shit. This is a studio where they film different shit. They even have this Hangul, like, you know, frame here. We know what's up. I think that this is nails. I think this is actually... these are not real bricks, I don't think. They might be. I think this is actually fake. I think this is actually like a tile that's put on top of the actual, like, drywall, right? You can see the split here. I don't think these are real bricks.
You know, everything is predicated on those industries. You know, Kia, Hyundai, Samsung, whatever.
Okay, let's go back to that one where they're talking about the Israel-Palestine thing. I wonder what their take is.
And directed by Stanley Kubrick.
I don't know.
So you're saying that propaganda is a very strong tool.
It is. You know that.
Even if the narrative is false.
Yes.
You're saying
Yes. Propaganda. We're gonna get to.
Between George W. Bush, he had.
By the way, I think that I had hoped that they would actually contact back. We will see, because a channel that has that small number of views would actually want to, you know, collaborate with someone like myself. But now that I actually know that in real life, it's also interesting that they're creating, right, when they already have a successful show, that they're creating another show. Maybe this show is more for the Koreans, right, with all the Hangul, and maybe the other show is for Americans. So maybe, right, yeah, they're trying to roll it out. So could it be a response to my work? Might be, might not be. They already have their own thing going.
2 wars, it increased to 7 under Obama, and under Trump it shrinked. And he said he wanted to get out of Afghanistan, and that pissed off a lot of deep staters, a lot of military-industrial complex people.
Yep.
And that's why they kicked him out. And that's why many people do support Trump, and that's why he's getting a lot of traction again.
Though
but they want to jail him, though. I don't know whether he's going to go to jail. I think there is a possibility, though.
Yeah, I mean, he is he is very pro-Israel, at least in his comments.
Do you think he can be president without? If he's pro-Palestine, he has no chance to be president.
You know what? I
keep
saying this, but
well, okay. So it sounds like this guy's more right wing, but it sounds like he's also Palestine. What could I say? He's Palestine. He's more sympathetic, right? And just so you know, I've actually lived amongst Palestinian people, and they're messed up. They're actually, I guess there was a lot of poverty and violence that they were around, and this is reflected in their, in their population, right? The people that I met, they're gangsters. They are, they're messed up, as you would expect. They're not like all like crying victims, they've been changed by war, and this is not really discussed or talked about. Oh well, let's keep saying.
There is a big part of deep state with Israel involvement. I think they
So,
control
Wait,
the
so
media.
you're saying that Trump is
Yo, like this, see, and even though these guys are not communists, like, I do feel like they're, right, I feel the same way as Korean Americans, so I feel some type of, like, you know, there is a common ground there as in terms of, you know, let's see what else they have to say.
only saying that to get elected, and
No,
that he might
no,
not
no.
even.
I think under Trump there was at least no war happening, like Russia,
Yeah, yeah,
Ukraine, and Palestine, Israel, Hamas, Israel. Those things didn't happen. Iran was, you know,
And he
kind
had
of
the
staying
Abraham
quiet too.
Accords as well.
He had the Abraham Accord. What I'm saying is, I think, okay, we're all Koreans, right? We care about North Korea.
Yes.
Do you care about North Korea?
Yes.
Do you care about the people who suffer from
Yes.
poverty there and all that?
I care about that, but I attribute that to the sanctions.
I know. I do. I don't. So who can release those, you know, livelihoods in North Korea better? For me, I feel like it's slam dunk Donald Trump rather than Joe Biden or any
Oh,
other
yeah.
deep staters. That's what I'm. So we have.
But I guess,
you know,
like,
politics is
overall-
complicated. You can't have 100% aligned.
Overall, I
candidates.
just, you know, even if Trump gets elected again, I'm, you know, while I am somewhat of a fan of Trump, I question the amount of impact he will be able to have against American imperialism, especially if we are already embroiled in conflict with the Arab world.
Hey, let's get into this. Let's get into this. The Israel thing, because I mean that's originally why we came for. By the way, I dressed like this for you because I wanted to look like a Cuban mafia communist gangster. So
Is that what they look like?
I don't know. In movies, sometimes they look like this. I think you know. Catch you.
That's funny. He's ribbing him and shit. Yeah, I do actually appreciate. Right? Yeah. I do like this crew. Right? We're gonna see if we get to interact with them. I do feel like you know, even though they are split right and left, which I also have sympathies on both sides, I do feel like their perspective does kind of like really reflect a lot of my own musings on the subject. So it's pretty cool. We got to see what's up though. Radio 8 Korea. A little, you know, not their fault, but Radio Free Asia was actually a CIA op. Interesting, right? Yeah. Let's keep seeing what goes on here.
I think you look more like the Al Pacino character.
You need
know?
a cigar
Yeah.
to complete
No, I don't think. You see, because
the deep staters will block it.
No, because the alliance is already built between China so deep with North Korea and also Russia.
Is it
that
deep?
there will
I don't
be?
think it's that deep.
I think it's
North and
deep.
China.
Dude, you know what they're trading between Russia and
Yeah, they started talking about it. Palestine. They immediately reflected towards Korea because that makes sense. So, just a little dive into this group called, you know, hopefully I do get to interact with these guys over here. I think it will be interesting. We'll see what happens, folks. But this is part of diving into, this is actually a new, apparently they've been producing stuff for months. I may have run into them before, right? But I did remember seeing this guy before. I do think I've seen this once before, but somehow I fell out of, from seeing their material. But I will be actually looking more into it, so I'll be doing some updates on this. Right, they already have a fairly, I mean, 10K is not ridiculously large, but for me, like, that's, you know, almost an unattainable goal, but it's interesting. Yeah, they already have something that's technically successful. Radio Korea has 60,000 subs. Okay. And who's on Radio Korea? You're doing some... I don't see these guys on Radio Korea. It's more of these females over here.
제가 오프닝에서 알아야 할 것과 굳이 몰라.
Yo, I think Radio Korea might have been the ones who were... I think Radio Korea might have been the ones who were taking care of, like, the LA riots. Let me see if that was what was going on. Because I do remember that during the LA riots, there was a group that was actually organizing LA. Let's see. Yup, staff members at Radio Korea actually were mounting the resistance while Koreans were getting killed and shit. So they actually have quite an interesting history during the 92 uprising. So I do remember Radio Korea. Okay, so this is actually less likely to be CIA controlled, or they could be. A lot of times when they do have the most legit organizations end up getting taken over, could be. But it's interesting to see. Okay, so there is some tie there. Quite interesting. Okay, gonna look them up right now. Do they have a thing? So they may have some ties and they may be an offshoot. Very interesting. Very interesting. Radio Korea, probably their bigger or more popular, shows are gonna be with this lady, which would make sense. And then maybe these guys have some kind of like off tie or something like that. So it's interesting, right? I guess we're going to dive down a little bit of the rabbit hole of, let's up to this one as well. Culture Shock. Oh, is this lady from, right? She's from Culture Shock. She might be actually from Radio Korea. That's cool. So she doesn't really do shows with them anymore, I guess. Right? She's off doing the more successful stuff. But maybe she has done a couple shows.
구독자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 김신우입니다. 문화충격 시즌2 운영자의 대부분이 여성. 볼 때도 이렇게 어른들도 보니까 부모님들도 좀 조심해서 트는 경우가 많더라고요.
이제는 그럴 수 있겠다.
네, 이제는 좀 위험하게 잘못.
네. 나는 소리를 듣게 된다고 이야기를 하였습니다. 조금 공감이 표출하는.
So these are the Radio Korea people, straight up and down. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I have to start learning some Korean. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying, but oh well. Oh, is that looking sad? He is kind of sad. Kind of sad.
이렇게 갖고 마찬가지로 이스라엘도 하마스와의 어떤 갈등 이런 것 때문에 전쟁을 하게 됐다. 결국 다 조 바이든 대통령 탓이라는 식으로 얘기를 했습니다.
Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president, they attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. And he didn't do.
Okay, so that's interesting. All right, so it's yeah, this guy, right? You can see in the Radio Asia, right? Yeah, he's really the one that made it to the top here. He was also on Fox News, I guess. So this guy is a guy.
And directed by Stanley Kubrick.
I hope that we do. I'll be checking out some more of the material, but I thought it was worth doing a little dive here. So I think these just seem more legit. They just seem more based. Interesting, they never actually interact with Nona Tool, right? Even though there's this PSL connection. So I'm just going to actually end this for now and just save this to my Korean deep dive rabbit hole.